our region's business, improving our economy, creating jobs, and strengthening communities. Innovation, collaboration, transformation, and the people making it happen. Join us as we take a closer look at our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, a local startup that's out to transform athletic training with AI. Pittsburgh's Chuck Knoll Foundation focuses research on women and brain injury. The Pittsburgh Penguins team up with local employers to open career paths for homeless kids. And BNY taps local college talent to build an AI hub right here in our region. First, SensiFit. SensiFit was one of a half-dozen startups selected to pitch to an all-star panel of investors on the eve of the NFL Draft during a high-stakes competition organized by Carnegie Mellon University and the AI Strike Team. Leading the group was native son Mark Cuban, who came home to identify startups with the potential to power the future of sport. Cuban, other VCs, and UPMC Enterprises wound up committing more than $1.8 million to the companies.
We were recently down in Arizona with a group of O-linemen practicing for the NFL Combine. We were running 5-10-5s and giving them instant feedback. Rep by rep, we were able to identify where that player slowed down in the drill. With one tweak from a trainer, we were able to shave off 0.5 seconds from their overall drill time.
By the end of the competition, SensiFit itself had commitments of $250,000 from Magaric Venture Partners and UPMC Enterprises. Izzy Hunter is a former professional soccer player who's bringing the technology to market. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Congratulations. $250,000 for one day's work. Not bad.
3 minutes, yeah.
For a 3-minute pitch. No, it really is exciting. Look, you were a professional soccer player, so you must have nerves of steel. But I imagine being in that setting gets the butterflies going just a little bit.
Yeah, it does. I've been a part of a lot of big game, championship games, and it's very different in preparation when you go up and pitch, especially to a panel of that caliber, especially Mark Cuban. You know, he's a dream pitcher. He's a dream investor for anyone that's in this sort of industry. So.
No, absolutely. But they all were pretty all-stars in their own right in terms of what they can bring to the table. And in some ways, it's more than a check. You get a lot of guidance when you have those kinds of people investing in your business.
100%. The likes of UPMC and Dick's, I think they have influence that is maybe more valuable than cash, actually. So.
Well, and Dick's is a good point, because they're in on this. They're just not writing a check, at least not yet.
Yeah, no, didn't physically write a check, but did offer a possible pilot with us around women's return from injury, especially around the ACLs. Women are 3 times more likely to tear their ACL than a male, and I think that's something that's passionate for Dick's. So if we can either prevent it or help women come back and not, end up doing it again, that's something that we can sort of partner with Dick's and see if we can make something work.
Yeah, Ed Stack was going deep on that subject. He seemed really concerned and seemed to think you might have part of the solution. Speaking of the solution, you talked about the result in shaving, what was it, 0.5 seconds or something during the run-up to the combines. Mm-hmm. What is this thing? How exactly does it work? What does it do?
Yeah, so Sensi, we're a 360-degree sensor. You can pick a drill out of our app and you can run, and basically we're a glorified stopwatch. We can tell you how long it takes you to go left versus right, and we can tell you in miles per hour. So for example, with those NFL Combine athletes, if someone was moving left a lot slower than they were right, we were able to highlight that, and a trainer can fix whether it's the way they step or whether it's they turned one way rather than going sideways, and you were able to shave off that time, and that's critical, especially for the NFL Combine, because all of their draft picks are based off of how you perform at that one event.
Oh wow. So yeah, a half a second, a quarter second, a tenth of a second,
yeah.
It all begins to add up pretty quickly. Yeah.
And it translates to millions of dollars for them.
Of course, it's not just for the big shots, right, and the heavyweights and those multi-million-dollar future NFL players. Your vision seems to be this could help a lot of folks who are athletic.
Yeah, we try and go on the simpler end of the data so that we can help youth athletes, high schools that don't have resources or strength and conditioning coaches, and then all the way through to smaller colleges. And we can also translate that data for a parent who has never played sport to be able to read it as well.
I got to ask you, because based on your accent, it sounds like you're from way back east, actually, across the pond. So what brought you to Pittsburgh? How did you come to be doing this here?
Yeah, born and raised in London, and I played a high level of soccer over there, and then I came over to the US to play in college.
Okay. and wound up at Point Park, right
Wound
here
up
in
at
town.
Point Park, yeah.
Yeah. And had you always had this idea, or is it something you kind of stumbled on during your career?
Yeah, I stumbled on it during my career.
Yeah.
Yeah, just found it really difficult to track my own progress, whether it was in season or off season. I would go home to London, and you have to continue to train, but it's very difficult to train by yourself if you don't know where you're starting from or be able to see progress. So this was born out of a personal need.
And really cool, and being able to do it without dragging a trainer around everywhere you go to keep you going. Only a few seconds left, but I wonder, Pittsburgh is a place to be doing this. You kind of stumbled on Pittsburgh, so is it working out well for you?
Yeah, the CMU pit ecosystem that they have here is insane. I don't think you'd have those opportunities if we were anywhere else.
Well, it's exciting. Well, congratulations again on that big win, and hopefully for a lot more wins in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, next up, local researchers uncover surprising findings about women and brain injury. Please stay with us.